It's the radio guy, Mike Prince, and welcome back to the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline, where we are joined none other by Coach Van Pettaway in our weekly pick'ems. Coach, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fine. Everything's going well here in Huntsville. A little chilly, but other than that, things are looking up.
Well, things are looking up for you, sir, but your Bulldogs are struggling just a tad bit. Do you think it's just a fad that they're going through, or they'll work their way through it?
Well, no, I'm not sure. I'm real concerned about it, especially on the defensive end, because we're just not we're not getting to the ball and not getting off the field on third down. So I'm a little concerned about it. But I guess this open week came at the right time.
Yes, sir. You know, it's no better time to fine-tune some things. One thing about Coach Maynard, he is a master at adjusting and rearranging what needs to be rearranged. But that freight train that we know as JSU VI Love, man, they're looking like the real deal right about now, Coach.
Yes, sir. They look real well, real good. They dismantled Alabama State, and they've swept the state of Alabama. So they're looking real good, and I'm thinking there's going to be a big showdown between Jackson State from the east and your Prairie View Panthers have an opportunity this weekend to solidify their position in the West. Big matchup. But I think those two are the favorites. I think that's who will be meeting in the championship game, Jackson State and Prairie View.
Well, I'm hoping that you're right, sir, and you're kind of giving a forecast of how you might be picking later on here when we get to the Southwestern Athletic Conference side of things. So with that being said, sir, let us open up. The last week was a mid to fair week for both sides. Some we hit, some we didn't hit. I guess, was there a surprise of the week last week for you, sir?
Well, yeah, I actually thought that Arkansas Pine Bluff would play better. But of course, they allowed Southern to come in there and win that football game. And then, of course, I'm going to stay with my Bulldogs, my loyalty with the A&M Bulldogs. But I thought Arkansas Pine Bluff playing at home would have had a better showing. And
yes,
they
sir.
didn't get it done against Southern.
Yes, sir. Well, I think your loyalty may have cost you last week, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
It may have cost you. But, keep on being loyal, sir. Keep on being loyal. I like that. I like that. I guess it's time for us to go ahead and get our matchups for this week. Of course, we'll start in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. And what are we looking like this week, sir?
Well, you got Norfolk State going up to D.C. to play against Howard. So how do you see that one?
Well, I see Norfolk State. Of course, I'm a Dawson Odom's fan, supporter, man crush, whatever you want to call it. And I was excited what he has the opportunity to establish with the Spartans. So I see them going on the road and taking care of the Howard Bison.
Okay, we're in agreement on that. I got Norfolk State in that one also.
Yes, sir.
I learned not to pick against Coach Odom.
You learned that the hard way, Coach?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
We got North Carolina Central visiting Morgan State. How do you see that?
This is a tough one. This is going to be almost like a pick-em with the way both of these teams have been playing. And I think I'll go with Morgan State being the home team, finding a way, because South Carolina Central has been a little bit inconsistent as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to stick with Morgan State, the home team, in this one.
And I agree with your analogy on that one. I'm going to stay with Morgan State also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and then in the next game we got this is going to be my pick'em. South Carolina State will be visiting Delaware State.
I think Coach Pugh will have the Bulldogs ready to roll, and they'll take care of business on the road. Okay. So I'm going with South Carolina State.
Okay, and I that's my pick also. So we're doing pretty good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we look pretty good on that. So we're good. So now we can go over to the SWAC. That's all the action on the East Coast. So let's go out to the Southwest Athletic Conference.
Okay.
And the first up, this ought to be easy for us. Arkansas Pine Bluff will be on the road. He'll be up in Fayetteville up against Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, well, next answer, please. Next question, please. And that's no disrespect toward Pine Bluff. You know, you got the Razorbacks who are playing exceptionally well this season. Power 5 program, that's a no doubt. All I want is that they come out healthy and the check clears.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Yes,
that's
sir.
True. We're in agreement on that one. Next up, Stone Cookman will be going down to Jackson, Mississippi.
And they'll come back still looking for their first win. Jackson State is a freight train on the loose, and don't see that being not an obstacle for them to be concerned about.
I got you. I'll agree with you on that one.
Yes,
Next
sir.
up, so we're in agreement that it'll be Jackson State on this one. We got Florida. Rattlers of Florida A&M will be going down to Itta Bena, Mississippi to play on Mississippi Valley State.
Yes, sir, and I think the Rattlers will strike, and strike again. They'll get the devil up under their feet, and they'll come back with the road win.
Okay, well, we're in lockstep.
Yes,
I
sir.
agree also that Florida A&M will go into Mississippi Valley. Next up, your beloved Panthers, Prairie View Panthers, will be going down to Baton Rouge to take on Southern University.
Yes, so now, Coach, did I hear you just use a swear word called, say, the Prairie View Tigers? No, sir. Redeem yourself, Coach. It's the Panthers, the mighty Panthers.
All the way, right?
Yes, sir. The Panthers all the way, and I am picking the Panthers to go on the road, and not just for the obvious reasons. There are a lot of factors in this one. Speaking with Coach Dooley this past week, he knows and understands the importance of this game. But I say, Coach, there are 4 factors to the game. We always say in football it's offense, defense, special teams, but I think coaching is also another element. And I don't want Coach Dooley to overcoach this game, but let him make the wise decisions and the conscientious decisions to let the talent override and let his circumstances line up with his play calling. And I think the Panthers will come out on the road win and disrupt homecoming 2021 for the Southern Jags.
Okay, well, with that being said, I made my pick earlier in the week, and I picked the Panthers also. But then after listening to the press conference, I found out that Prairie View, that Southern has had Prairie View's number for quite a few years. I think.
Oh, yes, sir.
6 or 7 years since they beat them, and
yes, sir.
I'm going to stay with the Panthers. I mean, with Prairie View on this one, because I think that the Panthers are on a mission, and I think I agree with you. I think that Prairie View will win this and spoil homecoming for the Jaguars.
Yes, sir, and that's why I was saying about the coaching element, because of that elephant that's in the room. You don't want to let your anxiety or momentum override. Just stay within, do what you need to do, make the right choices, and they should come out on top.
Right, because as a coach, we need to be telling the kids that, that was those teams. This is a different team. It was a different ball club. We're on a different mission than those other teams. And so we're going to go into Baton Rouge, and we're going to take care of the Jaguars. So that's the message they should be sending all week.
Yes, sir.
On the agenda, you got Alcorn State at Texas Southern.
Yes, sir. Texas Southern, I was riding the wave because of the quarterback play of Andrew Body. I still think Alcorn is a formidable force, and I don't see Alcorn having problems coming on the road to Houston to snatch the victory.
Wow, we're in lockstep all the way this week. I agree. I think Alcorn State will come out victorious on this one also.
Okay.
Over in the SEC, we got a good game now. You got Ole Miss versus LSU.
Ole Miss versus LSU. Very interesting choice this week, Coach, because Orgeron has announced that he's done after this season. They played over their heads, pulled out a win that was unexpected. And I believe because of the motivation that the kids have, because whether the boosters agree and support Orgeron. His players love him. And I think they're going to play over their head, but I can't discount what Kiffin has done with Ole Miss. And I think the reality will kick in and Ole Miss will get this win this week.
Wow. That's exactly who I picked. That's exactly who I picked to win this game. So we're in lockstep this week.
From A to Z this week, huh, Coach?
Yep.
That's all right. Well, I think you're trying to stop the bleeding, but that's okay too, though. That's okay too. No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So we'll be looking at the scoreboards and saying go teams in the same direction this week. Won't be no tug of wars for sure in that, and we'll see how it is. But this, as I say, it's been a fantastic season thus far, going back and forth. And I know that you are a studious man of the world of Southwestern Athletic Conference and basketball in particular. And this week, the announcements and the projections of the order of finish came out for this 21-22 basketball campaign. And how do you analyze what you've seen thus far, sir?
Well, I think with them going with picking Texas Southern, that may have been the right choice with them having so many returning players off of that team from last year. I think the top three teams are right. I'm not sure about the pecking order, but having Texas Southern, Prairie View, and Jackson State as the top three teams in the SWAC, I think they hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
I think those are the top three teams in the SWAC, but I don't think picking Texas Southern over Prairie View was too big of a stretch. But I think Prairie View Panthers, I think Coach Smith will have his people ready to use that as motivation to keep them on top. And I'm looking forward to a great season.
Okay. Now, were there any surprise projections that may have made you scratch your head just a little bit?
I thought they picked Florida A&M a little too low. I don't think they'll finish that low. But when they picked Bethune-Cookman at 10, after looking at their roster and and the shakeup they've had, I think that's about right. So for me, there were really there weren't any big surprises to me.
Okay. It was pretty interesting to see, as you said, that top three. You could have pretty much jumbled them in a basket as far as I was concerned, and you couldn't have been wrong either way. But I do understand what Texas Southern has done, and like you say, the pieces that they're bringing back, and the job that Coach Johnny Jones does with the Tigers. And I hate to admit that being a Panther man, but, it is what it is. But don't underestimate my beloved Coach Byron Smith and those Mighty Panthers.
Right. I agree with that. That's why I said, you could flip-flop that top two, and Coach Smith will use this. The mere fact that the other coaches picked them at second, he can use that as motivation to help his team.
Yes, sir. Now, I know that you said that you didn't like where they picked FAMU in these early projections. Am I safe to assume, sir, that could possibly be your dark horse coming into the season?
Absolutely. They are my dark horse. I think they can move up in the standings because he's got a lot of talent coming back. I'm not sure about all the recruits that they had, if they're eligible and healthy. But I think Florida A&M will make some noise this year in basketball.
Okay, well, we're definitely looking forward to it. We're going to have us a cruising week this week, Coach, so regardless of what happens, we're going to come out the same standings this week and keep things going. But it's always a joy and a pleasure, sir, to get up and talk sports with you. It is definitely a labor of love from our end, and we appreciate having you a part of it, sir.
All right, well, I enjoy this, Dr. Prince, and I just hope that you continue doing what you're doing by getting the message out. This is much needed and long overdue.
Yes, sir. Well, we definitely appreciate it, sir. We're going to do all we can while we can. And as my pop used to say, if the creek don't rise, and the Lord says the same, we'll get together and do this all again on next week. He is the guru, the basketball analyst, a sports analyst. I almost called you a sports doctor, sir.
No,
Coach Van Pettaway. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union Hotline. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.
The Open Mic Broadcast Network would like to take this time to recognize its sponsors and underwriters: Attorney Lee Van Richardson, Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, Prairie View Athletic Club, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Reflections Paint and Body Shop, Helping Hands Lawn Service, the Hotline Press newspaper of Hempstead, Texas, Diva Skin Conditioner, Purple Drip Daiquiri and Grill. For more information on how you can become an underwriter or a sponsor here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, our number to call is 832-213-8824. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas.